Viewers, we are diving into a story that's shaking the very foundation of trust in our judiciary. The Justice Yashwant Varma case. It's a story that's left millions of ordinary Indians like you and me stunned, angry, and asking one simple question, viewers. Why is justice different for a judge? Why? Just imagine if you or I were found with crores of unaccounted cash in our homes, what would happen? We would face the full weight of the law, where the process feels like punishment. But for Justice Varma, the system offers a velvet glove. A velvet. No FIR, no criminal case, just a transfer to another court, another city. Viewers, the in-house probe, led by 3 senior judges, found the allegations to be true. The report accessed by our Group Editor-in-Chief, Navika Kumar, has brought to light findings of this panel. The panel concluded that cash was indeed found in Justice Varma's storeroom, that the access to the storeroom was in active control of the judge and his family, and burnt cash was indeed removed from the site of fire. Yet instead of a police case, Justice Varma was given a choice. Do you know the 2 options he had? Resign or retire. How noble. Justice Varma has been defiant. Now we are told that the government is likely to bring, an impeachment motion against him. Viewers, even impeachment won't answer the question. Where did that cash come from? Viewers, the optics of this case are devastating. A fire accidentally exposes a fortune, or at least fault lines, and instead of a swift investigation, what do we have? A slow, opaque process. The Supreme Court posts pictures of burned notes on its website for transparency, you see. But where's the transparency, my lords, in refusing a police probe? Where? The reason this story is a big deal is because the judiciary is not just another institution. It's the moral compass of our country. And when that compass wavers, the whole country loses direction. The Aam Aadmi deserves a system that does not play favorites. Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar has weighed in on this and has called for changes, reforms. The Allahabad High Court Bar Association went on a strike, refusing to accept a judge tainted by scandal. These are voices of a nation fed up with half measures. Viewers, impeachment might sound like justice, but if and when it happens, it will only be half justice. Half justice, viewers. Full justice means Justice Varma faces the law like any other citizen, answering for the cash, its source and its purpose in a court, not a collegium. Viewers, the Justice Yashwant Varma case is a wake-up call. It's time to demand a judiciary that holds itself, listen to this carefully, it's time to demand a judiciary, viewers, that holds itself to the same standard it demands of us, of you and I. Because if justice is not equal for all, it is not justice at all.
Well, it's notoriety and misfeasance in the extreme, and behavior unbecoming of a judge. There is absolutely no excuse for this particular outrage, and it brings nothing but extreme obloquy for the institution.
किसी भी जज के घर पर फायर ब्रिगेड आए और वहां पर नोटों की गड्डियां जलते हुए दिखे तो संगीन भी है, गंभीर भी है। बड़े गंभीर प्रश्न उठते हैं जिनके जवाब की आवश्यकता है।
अगर सरकार इम्पीचमेंट के मसले पे भ्रष्टाचार का कोई मुद्दा लेके आएगी तो निश्चित रूप से कांग्रेस पार्टी गुणों दोष के आधार पर उसका समर्थन करेगी।
Let's open this up. Karan Verma stays on. Dr. Vikram Singh, former DGP Uttar Pradesh. Adish C. Agarwala, former President of the Supreme Court Bar Association. Abha Singh. SSA Kazmi. Aljo Joseph is the Treasurer, Supreme Court Advocates on Record Association. Mr. Agarwala, let me begin by asking you, what do you think of this option that was given to Justice Varma? Resign or retire? Is that punishment? Is that justice?
You see, this is the normal option being given in the past. and the same has been followed. But the present case is totally different. Because earlier there was no recovery of cash from any judge.
Right.
So, but the same format, this request was made.
Yeah, but sir, justice is not some formula. It is a larger message that you are sending to people. Now imagine if cash was found at your house or at my house. Would we have this option? Either, surrender the cash or, let's share it in two halves. कि क्या चल रहा है, sir?
You are asking me?
Yes, sir. I am asking you.
Yeah, you see, the different rule has to be there because judges are deciding the cases against the government and the police. So, in case straightway the FIR is registered, then they will be not in a position to fearlessly decide the cases. So, this different procedure has been adopted.
No, sir. I don't think, that's the case because you're mixing up two issues. Whenever a payment is made, it has a purpose. Like people who get salary at the end of the month, it has a purpose. You get it for the, the work that you've done through the month for someone, for something that you've done. In this case, we don't know the source. Ki aaya kahan se, kya purpose tha, we don't know. So impeachment, no impeachment, resignation, retirement, that is not answering that question. Abha Singh, you speak your mind. What do you make of this?
See, there was money in the outhouse. Police should have investigated. That money should have been seized. But nobody knows where has the money gone. Did police make a panchnama? Those facts have not come out. So I think Delhi police role is under the cloud. We need to know the facts. And if you go by the normal sense, what did the earlier 154 of the CRPC said? That if a cognizable offence has taken place, you register an FIR. Here, if we are talking of corruption, we are saying, or even if the judge says that somebody has planted that money there, then also an offence has taken place. An FIR should have been registered against unknown persons if we did not want to put any judge's name. But an inquiry was required because Caesar's wife has to be above suspicion. When we are talking of money, we are talking of crores of rupees, that is what it says. Then I think the country needs to know what has happened, what the truth is. And I'm not saying you crucify the judge. He should be given an opportunity to present his side.
No, he was. Abha Singh, you're right. He was given an opportunity. And this report that we've been able to access, our group editor-in-chief Navika Kumar has this report. It was broken last night on the Newshour at 9 p.m. And there's another, the follow-up is coming up in just a bit at 9 p.m. on the Newshour. The first part makes it clear that the report has indicted Justice Varma, that the cash, he knew about the cash, that the storeroom was locked and only the family, the judge and his family had access. This is in report. I would not dare to say this had we not got the report. Mr. Kazmi, what message are we sending to people, sir?
See, the difficulty is that ours is an institution which is based upon the integrity which people believe in this institution. Unlike any other institution, unlike you would see some ordinary person on a knee-jerk reaction would call a politician or a policeman corrupt. Unlike that, we enjoy a reputation of being incorruptible, of being morally sound. Now, if incidents like this seem to occur in the institution, then that bubble we enjoy, which has a reputation of integrity, that will burst. If that happens, what would be the outcome? It would be a chaotic situation. If people who are coming to the court, they have impression about or bad impression about the judge's integrity, then where lies the rule of law, where lies the entire judicial system? In this particular case, one thing was very interestingly surprising. That the day the cash was found and the day it was revealed in the news and things got blown up, then the reports came before the news, it was a delay of 6 days. when there's a question of FIR, why FIR is not lodged before a sitting judge? The other question is that if he had nothing to do with this case, why did he enter into the premises again and stay there for next couple of days, almost 6 days?
There are many questions, Mr. Kazmi.
Why?
You're absolutely right. But, you know, I'm just asking the larger question. Look, Abha Singh was saying, where has the money gone? But that's the second part of the question. The main question is, or should be, where did it come from? Why did the money come in? Purpose kya tha? Vikram Singh.
Pranesh and esteemed panelists, I would say there are horrible fault lines in the entire investigation. 33 days, 3 judges, 64 pages. And at the end of the day, you have an obstinate and a scandalous person denying all allegations and obstinately looking into the eyes of the nation. We could have done much better. And as Mr. Kazmi says, you have to be unimpeachable with pristine clarity of integrity, and your integrity has to be above board, unimpeachable. But far from that, you have bag loads of currency notes being recovered. Had this happened to a constable, you said, if they happened to you and me, rest assured, no questions asked. We would have been hard behind bars by this time and no questions asked. Lesser mortals have a different rule book, and judges, I'm sorry to say, have a different rule book. Equality before law is the basic tenet of the Constitution, and there is no equality when it comes to dispensation of justice. Cut loads of money and then say that I was not privy to it. You are holding that property in your possession, paying rent for that. You are the custodian of that property. You jolly well should have known there's an armed police and guard for there. Therefore, you cannot absolve your responsibility by saying, I was not aware of the contents of that room and the guard room. This is absolutely unconvincing.
Right.
Now,
Nothing less.
First, as Abhaji has said, FIR. FIR generally should have been lodged, but in case of judges, there's a different route and a circuitous route. The police commissioner did bring it to the notice of the registry. It is for the registry to have lodged the FIR.
No, you are right. Follow the norms, you know, whatever the rules are, but at least, you know, walk the talk on transparency. This uploading the report on website is just tokenism, nothing else. This is all, you know, perception management. This is not justice. Mr. Joseph, what do you make of this, sir?
See, first in point in time, the two things we have to keep in mind. One, Mr. Verma is a constitutional functionary. We cannot close our eyes to that. So the equation which is happening with a common man and a constitutional functionary is not correct. You cannot equate with a constitutional functionary with a common man. So if a normal man has committed any offense, okay, the procedure is different. For a judge, the procedure is already described what to do. In-house proceedings are there. Thereafter, what remains is the impeachment. Whatever you are talking about today, that FIR investigation, further investigation, the cause of the, you know, the root of the money, the cause of the money, why it has come from, where it has come, all those things will be investigated. It will be a further. So subsequent to the impeachment, all those things will happen. So as on today, what Supreme Court has done, Justice Khanna has done is that he has constituted a in-house mechanism which has been already part of a procedure. And thereafter
Joseph,
it has been very
Mr.
clearly...
Joseph, you are saying that, you know, he is a constitutional functionary. Then the constitutional functionary must also do constitutional things. He can't have, you know, bags full of cash in his outhouse or in the compound. And then you come and, you know, read the Constitution. The Constitution does not say that, you know, the justice is different from a judge. Read out the page. I don't know. Maybe, you know, I must have missed it. Can you read out which provision are you quoting to, you know, invoke this impunity, the shield around Justice Varma? And what is this transfer to another city? People there are protesting. Advocates like you are protesting in Allahabad. Karan?
So, Pranesh, nobody is above the law, plain and simple. That is the bottom line of everything. You can be a constitutional functionary. That doesn't give you complete immunity. Our friend here, Advocate Kazmi, he spoke about, you know, enjoying a reputation. I agree, you enjoy a certain reputation, but you can't have that entitlement. When you talk about integrity, integrity is earned. It is earned by character. It is followed by example, not by brushing it under the carpet and, you know, acting as if the institution is holier than thou. It doesn't become. I agree that we have an independent judiciary, but I also have to reattest here that we have a justice system, unfortunately, which is rotting. 50 million cases pending, 80,000 cases pending in the Supreme Court, a collegium system where judges elect judges. It's a whole list. But amidst all of this, we have to come out of this milord culture. I agree that, we have to have respect for the institution, but, let's not place them at a pedestal where we say, oh, they are a constitutional functionary, so they are immune from any kind of investigation, immune from any kind of FIR or everything. I understand that there is a procedure which is different for a constitutional functionary that has to be followed. But don't place them on a pedestal where you'll transfer them in another city and treat them as, somebody who's beyond reach. Why did the police, for that matter? I remember when the PMLA provisions were discussed about ED, and there was a team of 14 lawyers which went to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court said that if cash is confiscated, it is the onus of the person where the cash is confiscated to prove about the money trail, to prove how it came. There, if there was a reverse burden of proof, why here can Justice Varma get away by saying, I don't know where this cash came from? It is the burden of proof is on him, and he is answerable. That is where we need to, draw the line. You might be a justice, fair enough, but you are below the law. The law is standing equal for each and everyone, and that includes you, Mr. Varma.
Abha Singh, asking these fundamental questions, is that a crime? Are these questions wrong, unfair?
Pranesh, not at all. I think it's a black day for judiciary that such questions have come up and cash has been found, if not in the house, but in the outhouse of a sitting Delhi High Court judge. Definitely, Justice Varma should have gone on leave and should have said that till the time I am proven clean, I will not be in office. But he refused to do that. I think that is also the reason why the lawyers of Allahabad have gone on protest, and they are saying, no, we will not go before him. So definitely, when, as I say, Caesar's wife has to be above suspicion, justice should not only be delivered, but it should be seen to be delivered. So here we feel that on one hand, but again, if you see, under the Prevention of Corruption Act, you need to take permission to lodge cases against government servants. This government only got this thing protecting the government servants. So somewhere we have been trying
follow the rules. The system must end the denial and the sham which is going on. The Constitution does not discriminate, and there should be no impunity. Justice has to be done, plain and simple. There should be no discrimination, because enough delay has happened. Enough is enough. Imagine people who must be behind the source of the cash which was found. They must be wiping out the trails. So you can have this, investigation 2 years later. It will not get you anything. And then you say we were following procedure. So you follow procedure. All the procedure is followed for the high and mighty, and for Aam Aadmi, the process is the punishment. Viewers, more news breaks in Operation Order coming up at 9 p.m. in just a bit with Navita Kumar. You don't want to miss this. Stay with Times Now.